I like how we go. Are we on?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You're so cute.
I like how we go from black and white to our colors.
I do too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm just so goofy. Okay. So let's start all over. Okay.
Welcome back to another episode of More BS.
I'm Chef Babette.
And I am Shabnam. And we're so happy to have you here because we've been a little detached because so much is going on.
Ugh.
I'm leaving LA. LA, Vegas. I'm between the two cities.
Leaving me. Leaving me.
Things are temporary. But I think you realize...
Every time I try to say leaving me, a belt can. Leave it.
What you been eating, girl?
Look, girl, went to Rainbow Acres this morning while y'all wasn't there. Oh, I got so much stuff.
You know, that's like a whole other place.
Rainbow Acres is this big, but got more stuff in it than Whole Foods.
Yeah, and it's local, so we like to support our
it.
Local community, and we got all of our
Rainbow
vegan stuff.
Acres.
It's not a vegan grocery store, but
you can find anything you need in that store. You can find it,
and that's what I like to call inclusivity.
There you go.
Right?
That's what it is.
You know, so I don't mind going to a restaurant that, honestly, I have friends that are non-vegan that eat meat, but if you have actual vegan options where it's not salad and French fries,
right,
I have no problem in going.
Right.
But when you take us to a place like where you don't think about us,
when you have absolutely nothing on the menu vegan, you don't even sell salad.
like, that makes me not want to be friends with you.
Your whole menu is beige.
Beige. I love that you say beige.
Beige.
Explain to them what you mean by beige.
Well, I mean, you can go to the supermarket and you're in line with somebody, and the only thing they have in their cart is stuff like food in boxes. You got potatoes. You have pasta. You have flesh, rice. But you don't have any veggies, nothing of color. Just everything is beige.
Oh my God. And I just read this amazing book. This is a new book by Dr. Neil Bernard called Your Body in Balance.
I'm so excited about that.
I just did a great interview with him because he's incredible.
Jeez.
By the way, I met him in real life. If you guys don't know who Dr. Neil Bernard is,
everybody should know.
He's the founding president of the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine. And when I met him a few weeks ago, I was like, this guy is not a day over 50. He's going to be 70 in July.
He's looks so darn good.
And that's when I go like, we always say black don't crack, but
it's actually,
you can be Caucasian and have that same type of elasticity and moistness to your face if you eat plants.
Isn't it the truth? So much about self-love and self-care, just taking care of oneself.
Now, this book talks so much science, and it does it in a way that is so easily digestible and readable for everybody. But I wanted to talk about some key things that are really important. When we're talking about diet, what we often hear most is like protein. Protein.
So much about protein, right?
But really, the science is leaving out fiber. Why is fiber so important? People are like, I need roughage. But do you know the science of fiber?
I don't. That's why I want you to talk about it.
This is freaking cool. So you know the role of your liver. We were talking about this because people are like eating liver to
somebody else's liver
to get iron and all this stuff. But do you know what the liver does?
It's also a filtering.
It's a filtering mechanism.
Right.
So it filters out your blood. It takes out all these toxins, all these hormones, particularly things like estrogen, because estrogen is highly associated with cancers, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease. And when we start to see this hormonal imbalance, higher levels of estrogen or estradiol or estrone in your system, we start to see these massive increases of risks of disease. Yeah, really. And you know what? You get high levels of estrogen in meat and in dairy. So the fascinating thing about fiber is that when our body, our liver, filters out all of these toxins, it goes through the bile duct and dumps into the intestinal tract. Okay? The only way that you remove this from your system
is to sweep it out.
Because the fiber attaches to these toxins and
it
pushes it right out into your toilet.
I love it.
Now, there is the science of those people that don't get adequate numbers of amounts of fiber, which is minimally 40 grams. Minimally 40 grams. That those hormones, those toxins re-enter into the bloodstream.
No,
back
they
into
don't. No
and then you get
way.
the cyclical process over and over again.
That's when you can't poop.
That's when you can't poop, and that's when you get sick. That's when you start to have really debilitating metabolic processes. So you are literally ingesting toxins that are meant to be eliminated out through your body through the use of fiber.
Gosh.
And so to keep your body in balance, what Dr. Bernard and the evidence is saying is that if you focus on having food that is heavy in vitamins and minerals and nutrients, things like lycopenes and these colorful elements, leafy greens.
And not all cooked to death either. There you go.
And this is why they say raw foods, predominantly raw, very low in oils.
Yeah, and an easy way to get that right quick, I'm just going to bust in. You can do that by blending your veggies when we're doing the smoothies. So, you know, I'm huge on juicing because you're going to get a lot of nutrients from juicing. But I'm always saying you just want to separate the fiber from the juice. But now when you want to get more fiber in the diet, then you just go ahead and blend those veggies with a juice. Oh my God, and then you're getting tons of fiber.
That's right.
More than you could ever chew and ingest.
Now, press juicing is great because you're getting that element of micronutrition immediately into the bloodstream, and it enters the muscle cell like
immediately.
That. Because the high level of nutrients and sugar allows it to enter the muscle cell, particularly if you have a really good management of your blood sugar levels. But if you're someone who's diabetic, we often recommend blending your fruits and vegetables because that source of fiber is really going to mitigate blood pressure levels. Wow. It's really going to minimize those abrupt changes in blood sugar levels. So blend your fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
Also, by adding things like bulbs, ginger, garlic, you can reduce your risk of breast cancer, females, by 40%. By 40% by consuming these things on a daily basis.
But right quick, make sure that if you're going to be using ginger, you soak it for 24 hours. I don't even care if it's organic ginger. Soak it, and I feel a lot more comfortable peeling mine because they say ginger, the crap that's sprayed on ginger, you'll catch the cancer anyway. Even if
God.
Yeah.
I never soak or peel my ginger. Okay, lesson learned. And where'd that sheet? We put ginger in everything.
I put ginger in everything too, and I'm an African, but you better start soaking it for at least for 24 hours. I'm telling you, please soak your ginger.
Actually, and that's the thing about all your fruits and vegetables in terms of preparation and length and longevity. So this is another little side topic, but really, when you're thinking about consuming fruits and vegetables, you have to clean them.
Yeah, you do.
I remember days when I used to go to the strawberry picking fields.
We used to eat them. Pick and eat
you
as
just
you
eat
go.
Them.
Man.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
You do that today. God even knows what kind of pesticides and preservatives you're consuming.
Oh, gosh. I don't trust any of it anymore. And we're not growing our own food. And we have to have a certain amount of trust, right?
You do.
For those people that are bringing it to the supermarkets and.
But all of this stuff impacts biodiversity. So remember, when you are eating these things, and if you choose not to eat organic because it's cheaper, it's more accessible, I'd rather you buy non-organic fruits and vegetables and eat them than buying a burger from your local Carl's Jr. But you must soak them. You must heavily wash them. Heavily wash them. And I even see my girl Charlize, she uses a little bit of baking soda, and vinegar.
Yeah. I love her.
I do too.
Where is she?
But what a great suggestion. Do you do that? Baking soda and vinegar to clean your fruits and vegetables?
Well, I have a
fruit wash.
I
have a fruit wash.
I have a fruit
Trader
wash.
Joe's.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that and you want the easy way, baking soda and vinegar, and you are getting fresh fruits and vegetables, which you need to be consuming.
Yes.
So that's the fiber topic. And then another thing that we were talking about is a reduction of meat and dairy.
Got to. We have to. I don't know. It's what bothers me so much is the ignorance. We're just ignorant because I don't think that the number of people that are now eating animal flesh is actually going up. We have our vegans, that number's going up too, but eating the meat that we eat on this planet is not sustainable. And so how do we educate? How do we get the message out to enough people that maybe we can slow this down? Because, I mean,
I agree, but here's the deal, like the evidence is there and you continue to do it. It's like alcoholism. It is addiction. And what ends up happening when you continue to eat these foods, it does readily impact the dopamine reward system or the center in your brain.
Also, like Fox News and the election was stolen. It's the same. They lie to us so much. But now
they got sued.
No,
so
but
bye, Fox.
I'm just saying, it's the information that comes out is like a Fox News source. And they lie. They lie to us about what we're getting from this animal flesh. They are lying to us about so much. And unless we have the wherewithal to do deep research ourselves, or we can talk to those people that have already researched, that we trust and believe, like Bernard. Share.
So there's what we're concerned about is when you eat fruits and vegetables and legumes, they have really low fat content, right? High fiber, low fat content. And what we're starting to see is this does impact mortality and morbidity. How quick mortality, how long you live, and morbidity, how much disease you live with. The evidence shows that an extra 1,000 grams of fat per month, approximately 30 grams of fat per day, which, by the way, could be an extra 30 grams of fat per day could be like 2 cubes of cheese.
Are you kidding me?
2 cubes of cheese. You just walk by and you eat it off the, when you're in the snack room at work.
That's simple.
30 grams per day.
Wow. Increase
the risk of dying by about 40%.
What?
And what does that typically look like?
About 40%, did you say? That's a lot.
40%. What does that look like to you? A typical 6-ounce serving of chicken has nearly 30 grams of fat. 6 ounces. Remember, your serving size is 3 ounces. So double that, 30 grams of fat. As does 2 ounce of servings of cheddar cheese and 6-ounce serving of salmon.
That's crazy.
But why would you do it? And it's fascinating. I'm gonna have to throw my dad on the bus here because he's a big smoker. He's been smoking since he was 16 years old. Marlboro Reds. He inhales it, holds it for 2 seconds, blows out nothing. He's 72.
He blows out. He's swallowing the smoke. Yeah. That is not good at all.
Doctors give him a clean bill of health.
No, that is not good at all.
You don't know until you cut open his chest and you see his lungs are completely
black. You can't
black.
swallow that. I knew my girlfriend's mom used to swallow it. She wound up with stomach cancer and left us years ago. She used to swallow it.
Yeah.
She used to take it in and she literally swallowed it and you would never see the smoke come out.
Yeah. And so, when we talk about reducing risk of disease and all the misleading evidence, what we're showing is that people say, oh, well, soy causes cancer. No, soy has isoflavones in it that actually reduces the risk of cancer by almost 30%. So for people that are in high risk, that have a family history, you need to be eating soy. And by the way, how many men do you see having man boobs because they eat too much soy? They don't have man boobs because of soy. They have man boobs because they're eating too much meat and dairy. Remember, dairy has copious amounts of estrogen in it, which then does what? Increases fat stores.
But who taught us that soy was going to give all the men man tits, and why did they teach us that? Meat and dairy industry. When tofu got to tasting too much like chicken, it was like, okay, we need to go ahead and knock these two out.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Misinformation, just like the election was stolen.
And so the interesting thing is, well, what if I eat lactose-free cheese?
Oh, come on. Why you got to eat another animal's pus? That's just nasty. I mean, if you think about it, what you got to eat another animal's pus? Cow pus is not for you. Your mama had tits and she breastfed you or not. And if you didn't get it before you had teeth, then you don't need it. But you just now you sucking on somebody else's pussy boob.
I mean, do I need to follow that?
Ugh.
But if you want to talk about the science of what actually lactose is, lactose molecule is broken into two molecules of what we call sugar and galactose. Okay, galactose, that molecule is the thing that's really undigestible, which makes us lactose intolerant. So even when you find like lactose-free milk, what that milk product has done, it's already preemptively broken down the lactose into sugar and galactose. It's still in there, and it's still going to have the negative effects on your system in terms of increasing estrogen levels, increasing risk of type 2 diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. And it's still going to mess with your
But that is why
system.
you get a friend that's not dumb.
And just remember that if you are liking this, that you please need to like and subscribe to our More BS
And keep
podcast.
your smart friends.
Keep your smart friends.
Keep your smart friends.
But I loved where Babette was actually going in terms of this, stop eating animals and their excrements, right? Like,
Ugh.
because the science is showing it, but you're seeing it in the human system, but what are we seeing globally?
But you, first of all, before we go, you don't have the gear to bite into a cow and make it happen.
That's actually very true.
You don't have the enzymes, even in your mouth,
That's actually very true.
to take a bite of it and make it happen. You swallow chunks of it. You can't even break it down with your teeth at all. You swallow chunks of it. And then you mix it with all that other stuff. Oh, no wonder your grandma does not want you to use the bathroom when you come to her house. We'll see you on the next episode of Vegan Corn.
Well, I think...
Make sure. Oh, what
Are we closing it?
Yeah.
No, we gotta close it. Don't close it out yet. Wait a minute. I got something to say. Damn it.
I'm sorry, boo.
Dr. Milton Mills. Y'all know him?
I know
You
Dr.
you guys-
Mills. I love him.
Yeah. He did this when we went to the Vegan Health
Right,
Expo.
right.
He did this really fascinating talk on like what mammals in terms of like wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all are like always saying like, oh, I'm like a wolf. I'm like a lion. You are not hunting anything alive and catching it with your teeth
Oh, no, you're
and then
not.
like eating it.
No, you're
You're
not.
not doing that.
You wait for somebody to raise it, feed it, kill it, package it up for you.
And go, hi carnivore, here you go.
And hey, if it's too tough, here's some what they call that stuff that you put on your meat to make it tender? Meat tenderizer. Some chemical you can sprinkle on there, beat the shit out of it, and then eat it. I don't know where that meat tenderizer goes after you've eaten it. Is that gross or what?
It's
If you think
awesome.
about it.
The things that you have to do to your foods to make it palatable.
My mother used meat tenderizer. I remember ingesting meat tenderizer. That is chemicals.
My
If
parents
it's-
just used to
You
beat
beat
the thing.
it with the meat tenderizer.
But anyways, Milton Mills was talking about like how these animals are so different from us structurally, genetically.
Everything.
The way that we see colors is because it allows us to see in nature what is ready to be eaten, what is
I
right.
love that.
Wolves and lions do not have that capacity. They don't see in color.
Wow, that's deep. Never thought about that.
Because it doesn't matter what color you are. If you moving and I can catch you, I'm gonna eat you.
There you go. I don't care what color you are. Oh my gosh. And if you're in my territory.
And watch The Game Changers, fascinating documentary that actually
Love
kind of
that.
breaks it down just a little bit briefly in case you're interested in it.
Right.
But about the animals.
Okay.
So we met with Dr. Silas Rao at the most recent Earth Day event.
Oh my. That was awesome. He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Say his name again.
Dr. Silas Rao. Sailesh.
Oh.
Rao, R-A-O. He is a systems engineer, formerly worked with IBM, and now he's the creator of Climate Healers, and he's been the producer of like What the Health, Cowspiracy.
So many.
I mean, what do I have him on? The Human Experiment, Cowspiracy, What the Health, A Prayer for Compassion.
Oh my God, all of those?
Carbon Dharma, The Occupation of Butterflies, Carbon Yoga, The Vegan Metamorphosis. I mean, this guy is just
all of those?
so smart. He's so
all
smart.
of those?
All those. And he works with our friend Jane Velez Mitchell, who is the creator of Unchained TV. So if these are people you're not following, please add them into your Rolodex. But he said something so fascinating that between the years of 1970 and 2016, the total biomass of wild vertebrates had declined by 68%.
Wait a minute now. I thought it was... Okay, I got something wrong.
Biomass. So he's talking about like how many wild vertebrates have declined. 68%.
Okay.
He's talking about extinction.
I'm talking about extinction. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we've decreased the biomass by 68%. These animals and plant lives may still live on this planet, but at such a nominal rate that it is terrifying.
Jesus.
But what did he say when we were alive? What did he say? How many animals have been extinct as of 2016?
Was it? I thought one number was 52. I thought, and then coming up it's about to be 58. Yeah. Right?
52%.
52% of wild
life
on this planet has been
eradicated by humans.
By us.
We're not talking about dinosaurs, homie. Like, I'm talking about what our intervention through the use of animal agriculture, overpopulation, deforestation,
oof,
so many other things. And before y'all go tripping off on the fact like vegans kill so many animals through gardening and
what, you know what, people get on my nerves, always trying to come up with the why not vegan. Shut up. Just, you really don't have nothing to say. I can pick an apple and go straight to my mouth and eat it. Hush. Hush. Really. Y'all know what's up. You know what's doing all of this. And it ain't veganism. It ain't been around long enough. The mess has come from the messy. And it ain't plant-based folks.
And so the fascinating thing is that what Dr. Sailesh Rao did is he's written a few white papers, but he's actually proven the fact that if you eliminate animal agriculture from a space, wildlife can return.
Wow.
Biomass diversity of plant life will return without the intervention of animal agriculture. Animals consistently grazing. It does a detriment to our climate.
But look what happened during COVID when we weren't in the way. Water started clearing up.
The skies were clear. And we live in LA. And I mean, the skies were clear.
But they were even talking about in the water how, you know what? If this stayed like this for a while, we could clean this oceans up. But it's us and our plastic too. We can't forget about that. We some plastic. Everything is plastic. That thing on your bra is plastic.
Probably.
Yeah. Your things to your glasses.
Stop poking at me. Listen, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, we're part of it too, and we and at least we understand that stuff that we do, we try to
minimize.
Yeah, minimize that. I mean, everything has plastic in it, but plastic is wiping us out too. What, poor fish, poor sea life, huh?
But listen, these are all things that you can make active choices in, and that's what we want to remind you here at Vegan Corner.
Our responsibilities individually. Huh?
So like and subscribe to this message, to this channel if you really want to hear the next tips that we're about to tell you.
You know, you guys, I know I acted like an old lady today. Sometimes I just get wound up like that and I just be acting like, oh, you know what I mean? But yeah, she's right. Like and subscribe.
And listen, here's the deal. You eat less meat and dairy. Great way to impact the system.
Yes.
Eat more fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
Great way to do it. When you come, and if you're one of those people that feels like, oh, everything just rots in my fridge, well, they're great preparations. For example, like if you bring fresh herbs, cut off the bottoms, put them in a glass of water, and leave them on your counter.
It works. You won't lose your herbs.
And every day change the water. That could last for over a week.
Yeah.
Same thing with like celery and carrots. Put them in water in a Tupperware and store them in your fridge.
Especially if you're not going through quickly enough.
They can last for weeks, completely fresh. Also, things like lettuce, spinach, all your leafy greens, wet them, wash them, then put them with a wet paper towel in a container. They will last for over a week fresh. So if you're concerned about wasting,
First of all, don't overshop, and make sure that you have certain items that you need. You bring home what you need for the dishes. I mean, you can kind of make a list of what you want to prep for the week, and buy that and prep it so that you're not leaving it in the refrigerator to turn slimy and wet and weird.
And then that way you're not reaching to the next dead thing, dead beige item in your pantry or in the grocery store that does nothing for you but makes you sick.
Chicken is kind of beige.
Chicken is the definition of beige.
Yeah, but then cow ass is red.
Because of the blood, but then it turns brown.
But they shoot it up with dyes so you can still buy it.
Like, y'all are tripping.
Do y'all know that they do that to y'all?
Like, you think, you're like, but your food is so processed. And I'm like, but your food is so processed?
And when it turned the wrong color, they shoot it up with dye. But what about the chickens when they pump them up with water and stuff? Think you're getting a big fat ass chicken and you're just getting
IV fluid.
We are so silly today.
I'm telling you, but you know what?
Anyway.
You could get IV fluid. You could get, that's expensive here. Anyways, we're jumping off topic.
We were, huh?
But I love that you guys hung around for all of this science, opinion. This is what we do here at More BS.
Science, opinion.
I just really stop
Anyway.
eating death.
Yeah, stop eating death.
And that wraps up this edition of Vegan Corn.
Great seeing you again.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys joining us. And just a quick reminder to comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know what you want us to talk about next to keep you this robust as you age and live.
Hey, Smokey Mook.
Come on.
Hey, little Smokey.